Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to JACKOCAR, the Cup Series Season 9, Race 5, and the mystery track this week is the Baku City Circuit at Azerbaijan, which we don't know when we last raced here in the Cup Series, so it's going to be interesting. As you can probably tell, I'm not Jacko. He's racing tonight instead, so you got myself, Jess Bourne, lead comms tonight. But joining me in the commentary box, I believe it's our first time commentating together, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got Mr. Barry Baldwin. Vazza, how you doing?
Good evening, Jess. Yes, that is correct. I believe this is our first duo together. So, yeah. Baku, going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Yes, hello, everyone. Welcome. And, yeah, just like the drivers were last minute to find out what the track is as well. So, it's going to be an interesting one. We've got a dry quali session ahead of us. And, yeah, let's see how this one pans out.
Yes, first used in Formula 1 back in 2016 when it was the European Grand Prix. And then the inaugural Azerbaijan Grand Prix was in 2017. We obviously raced in the Kia Series last season, but apart from that, not many appearances in Azerbaijan because usually strange things have happened. First driver out on track is Risky. As you can probably tell, it's in reverse championship order, and Risky is going to be going out first. We've got a few reserves tonight, but we got Leroy returning after missing last week. Welcome back, Leroy. We got no Michelle or a KK tonight, so in their place will be two Kia Series drivers. We've got Lesty, and we got the big boss, as I just said, Jacko filling in for Mr. KK. So those are the two drivers tonight. Now, you've done some JACKOCAR races in the mystery calendar. How have you found it, not knowing the track until the last minute?
Well, I mean, I'm not one for sweating the game, to be honest. So I'll just take it as it comes. Yeah, obviously, I raced in Cup last week, and I was quite surprised to see it was Imola. It's a track I like, I enjoy. It's fast flowing, but I've never really gone well there. But I managed to finish the race, so that's still a bonus for me.
Yeah, I think if I was to race in Imola last week, I would have struggled because Imola's one of my worst tracks on this game, whereas Baku is a lot better, of course. Two jokers tonight, if I can just get up on my screen. That is Leroy and Quinn are the two jokers. I wonder how that's going to turn out in terms of how many front wings we're going to see tonight. Probably quite a lot, knowing the Cup Series and simulation damage. But we managed to keep it clean in Kia, so hopefully they'll keep it clean in Cup as well. So let's ride on board Rid Sullivan Lewis as he makes his way towards turn 2 and 3. Slow right-hander, it goes into a very short straight. Turn in as smooth as you can because you'll want to avoid the wall as much as you can. Now you're heading towards this next DRS straight. Turn number 4, medium speed left-hander. Open up on the exit, brake gently and turning late a little bit. You got a bit squirmy on exit as he exits turn 4 in towards turn 5. And you're going to be heading towards past a slight kink, and then you're going to be heading towards before the end of the first sector. Very, very tight. A few people have got it wrong plenty of times, including me during my qualifying laps around this track. Now we're heading towards the infamous castle section where we saw Charles Leclerc beach it, saying, I am stupid. I spoke to... At least he didn't bin it. So I was going to say, it was a commentator's curse, but it wasn't a commentator's curse. So Risky now, heading towards the back straight. Now heading towards, I believe, turn 15 and 16. A really heavy braking zone. Brake as early as you can. Again, avoid the wall, and he's grazed the wall there, so it's not the best lap from Sullivan Lewis, but sometimes you just need to finish a lap and you'll be fine. He's going to get a bit of a tow from the next driver who's about to start a lap, I believe, which is Lesty.
I believe it's Pete. I think his speed teammate is giving him a nice tow here, and he's going to be a rocket with no front wing as well.
No front wing. Oh, no. As Risky goes up to the line to start his first lap, and it's a 1:43.1. And next out on circuit, is it Pete or Jacko? It is Jacko.
It's the big man. It is indeed. Just gone through the castle section. Very interesting style livery. Um, yeah, reason he's not in the com box tonight, if anyone's interested, he's come back from the US with American flu.
He
So his
always
voice isn't
does.
up to scratch. So he's decided to take the wheel of the car tonight, and he's coming through now to the final sector. Fast flowing through these little kinks, and then use up all the ERS up to the DRS activation zone. Keep it in a nice straight line, and let's see, it's possibly going to be top for the moment with Risky's damage. And it's actually not. It's a couple of tenths off. 143.3.
Yeah, so even with Risky's damage, Risky's lap wasn't that bad, but to be fair, he only, well, wanted to race like today, so, and obviously not many people have put in the practice anyway, so that's not a bad lap from him. Next is Speed Knight, and he was doing well in the last few races until the spin curse, as I like to call it, came into full force for Mr. Pete Knight, and I always tend to jinx Pete whenever I talk good about him. So hopefully tonight I won't talk good about him when I jinx him, but it's looking like a decent lap for Mr. Pete Knight, and as he goes up to the line, and it is a P1 with a 142.5, 5 tenths quicker than his speed compatriot Risky, and it is Lesty that is up next. And to be fair, Leslie hasn't done that bad in the races he's done in the Cup Series on this game. So I'm expecting him to do not too bad. Oh, someone's retired. That is our Joker driver, Leroy.
Yeah, by the track map, he was just about to start his lap and he's binned it into the wall in turn 1.
Oh. So he can't do a lap then. So we probably have to go on board with someone in just a moment. But let's see what Risky can do. I think I'm predicting he's probably going to get into the 143s, or he could sneak into the 142s, you never know. 143.5, so 2 tenths off of Jacko, probably what I was expecting as well, because we did, I think, in Kiel, most of us were in the 143s anyway. So since we've got no Leroy, Mike Kelterborn's up next, I think.
Oh, is it no, it's Jamie.
Oh, it's Jamie Numbers, sorry.
Yeah, he's just coming into the final sector now. Split time of a 1:17.7. I don't know what that means, but apparently it's purple. He's coming through the little kinks now. And keep it nice and tight to the wall. Opens the DRS and to the line. It's looking like a decent lap time, and it is 3 tenths quicker. He's currently P1.
That's a decent lap from Jamie Numbers, of course. I was expecting him to be higher up there in the standings, but there's some races that got back that bit him. I think one of his Jokers he retired. I remember. I think it was Silverstone.
Yeah, it was Joker last week. He got
last week, yeah.
Yeah, he was challenging Corey for the lead, and he got spun around and just got collected by other vehicles. So. Yeah, it was unlucky for him last week because he was having a decent race, but I think he'll be quite pleased with that time at the moment.
I think he would at the moment, and since obviously no Leroy, Mike Kelterborn's up next through the castle section. You know how I love a bit of purple because I always put a bit of purple on my livery, so I'm a big fan of his livery as well. Again, Mike, I was expecting to be up there higher, but there's some aspects of the mystery track where their drivers haven't had much practice, so he may not have been too confident going into tonight's race. So he exits the final sector. It would help if I get sector time so I can see whether they're up or down anywhere as he heads towards the start-finish straight, one of the longest on the F1 calendar, and very easy to get it wrong and hit a wall sometimes if you're trying to overtake someone. So here is Mike Kelterborn right now. At the moment, the time to beat is a 142.2, and it is a 143.3 for Mike Kelterborn. Only puts him in P4. So Jamie Numbers, the driver to beat at the moment. And I'm seeing a nice livery from Arnold.
Yes, back in his Belgium colours. Yeah, I think he does have right end plate damage, so he has clipped the wall somewhere. So that might hamper him a little bit. According to the game, he's purple sector 1, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, he was running all black livery last week. And
He hit
he's
the
he's
castle
kept
section.
all.
Oh!
Yeah, he's. Oh, that's not good going side by side. But he's kept the wheels on, so he can still do a lap time. He'll be a rocket in the final sector if he makes it there. He's got to watch his braking coming down the hill now, not to clip the right side wall.
He has to
which
finish his
he's
lap.
done. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, he was running an all black livery last week in remembrance of one of his friends that had sadly passed away. But it's good to see him back in his Belgium colours. He does do a nice livery, Arnold.
I always like his liveries, to be fair. Of course, he won the first race, which, to be honest, it was a long time coming, so he is through to the playoffs. But it's a 1:51.1, but he still set a lap time. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
I need to get up who's next.
We have our Kia champion of Speed Y Racer, Yuri.
I thought you meant the other one. Oh, Waze has retired as well.
Oh, I missed that. Right, so anyway, yeah, Yuri got a bit of a slide coming out of the end of sector 2 there, and he takes the shortest line and it's a P4 143.2.
Still pretty close lap times between, I would say, Risky to Lessie at the moment. So it was meant to be. Oh, it's Jake next on a lap.
Yeah, where is he? There he is, P14, coming through the castle section.
Yes, a driver that is also through to the playoffs, but his points obviously puts him down where he is in the qualifying order. It's about regular points. It's not necessarily if you qualified or not. It's down to how many points you got in the season, and that is where he is. But he put off a really good victory at Silverstone to pretty much end his winless streak. But he continued his bad luck last week, where I think he went into Quinn, I believe, in I think it was turn. I can't remember what turn it was, but he had some bad luck anyway, which was a bit of a shame. But here comes Jake, who's looking to set the timing screens alight here. He's looking very good for the two-time Cup Series champion. And wow, 141.991. Wow. Next is the midfield man of Ben Harrott.
Yes. Always seems to have decent races. He's like, he's always sat there midfield, quiet, out of nowhere has these really, really good results. As Jacko mentioned last week, me and him almost missed it last season in Imola that he won on his Joker. But he's gone purple in Sector 2, so we'll see if he gets... I think he'll be happy with a P5 at the minute, 143.1. It's looking like possibly for him.
I think it's going to be 143. He's 140. You were right, Basil.
I was right.
Can you predict the lottery numbers, please?
I'll try.
And next is a driver who got promoted from Kia last season, Danny Quinn, who's had a good season so far. I've been very impressed with his performance. Up to line he goes,
Ooh.
P4.
And not a bad lap time either. And hats off to him. That is a decent looking livery as well. I do like that.
I love it. It's a bit of green and purple.
Very
Fits
nice.
in very, very, very nice as well. Then we've got Gareth up next. Oh, where is he? Come on. There he is. And, there we go. Oh, I like his livery this week. It's a lot better.
Yes. Yes, I was racing last week and I saw him in qualifying that livery. Oh my god, it was shocking. Sorry, Gareth, it was shocking.
Yeah, we even said it on stream.
I'm a fan of this one. I do like this.
And Gareth up to the line, P11.
He was weaving towards the line, so I don't know if he fancies starting further down. Keeping out the
Maybe.
carnage maybe at the start.
You don't want to do what happened to a driver when I was racing an F2 car, saying, "Oh, I could pit and go at the back," and then he ended up in even more carnage. So, but around Baku, it's not too bad. Now we head to the Fast Five, which is the fastest, well, the top 5 drivers with the most points so far in the Cup Series. First of all, it was the points leader last week, but unfortunately he had a lap 1 incident. He had a DNF, and that caused one of many safety cars. We pretty much used our safety car limit halfway through the race. Casper's looking to redeem himself. He's been so close to a race win so many times this season. And, of course, he was fighting for the Championship 5 last season and just missed out then. I've been speaking to him recently. He really wants a good result tonight. And he doesn't care where he gets a good result as long as he makes it through to the playoffs. At the moment, he's just about in the bubble to make it through to the playoffs, but he goes up to the line. A 141. Oh my goodness, 4,000 separating between himself and Jake O'Sullivan. Ben Shaw is up next, and he's just about to finish his lap, so we didn't catch much of his lap.
Yeah, he must have had a fast out lap, and wow, he has absolutely smashed that one. A 141.3. Well, he's the man with majority of the records in this league, so there's another one. 6/10 quicker.
Wow. Sorry we didn't catch that for some reason. So yeah, that must have been a fast out lap. I tend to usually go for slow out laps to warm my tyres a bit more, but he was keen to get going this week. Kieran's up next.
Yeah, and he's about to cross the line as well. He's changed livery as well, because last week's livery was also disgusting. But this one's a bit better. And, I think he'll be disappointed with that.
Oh, he's lost his front wing, but it doesn't matter. He's finished the lap anyway. And then we got the fastest 2 drivers who, to be honest, I was watching it on the stream last week. Good teamwork between the likes of Khalifa and Corey to help Corey take the win on soft compounded tyres. One of 2 drivers to stay on dry tyres in the wet conditions. We didn't even know the weather, so we thought, oh, Corey did the right thing, pitting early. But no, there was lots of you, including yourself, that tried to stay out for the inters period. And I have to say, these 2, I think they played a good game. There's no team sport in JACKOCAR anymore. That's been and gone, but they still want to help each other, of course. Corey is through to the playoffs. Khalifa's looking to add another win to his record-breaking tally.
Yes, Khalifa's still, I think, if I remember rightly, Jack was saying he's one off of getting the record of wins, is it? Or pole positions?
It was one of the 2.
He's already got them. Yeah. I think it's just him. Oh.
P5.
I wasn't expecting that from Khalifa.
I was expecting a pole position, really.
Yeah. Jamie is sitting pretty in P4 at the moment with that lap. I think he'd be very happy with that.
So I don't expect him to be up there, of course, because you get playoff points if you get in the top 3 for the regular season championship. So Jamie's looking to try and get near that. But we got last week's race winner, outlast in qualifying, and he said to me, he DM'd me last week and said he was very happy he got the victory, but he's looking for more records. Up to the line he goes. And
P2.
Quite close to Jake and Casper, but it is Ben Shaw that is on pole. How many poles is it? I don't even know. I should have written
a lot.
It is a lot. I should have asked Jacko, to be honest, but we didn't. There's a lot of poles, and that is another one to add to his tally, and he's a class ahead of everybody else. Has he won a race this season yet?
He has not. He is currently in P6 in the standards with 40 points.
Yes, because he hasn't qualified yet.
No. Because last season I think he did miss quite a few races as well, so he was chase bound.
That's why we got rid of the rule. Well, that's why Jacko, not me, got rid of the rule where you don't have to. You can miss any race if you want and still get through to the playoffs, which I assume is the same in Kia as well. because otherwise it's unfair if you miss races. If you miss races and then you go through to the chase, and for fast drivers, you're more than likely going to get through anyway to the Championship 5. But he did deserve to win that title, and he did deserve to get that pole position. And fortunately, Corey just missed out. So we got Ben Shaw, that is on pole. Then we got Corey, Jay, Casper, Jamie, Khalifa, Speed Knighton, Kieran, Danny Quinn, Ben Harrett, Sullivan Lewis, Yuri Hasselager, Mike Helterborn, Mr. Jack Rickett, Matt Lester, Gareth Hall, Arnaud de Grief, Leroy Hasselager, and Waze. Leroy and Waze did not set a time. What did you think of that?
Well, it's usual suspects up the front, I think, yeah. I think the surprise for me is Jamie in qualifying. I think that's a really good lap time from him, and hopefully to redeem himself after last week. It's looking a bit cloudy for the race. Obviously, we don't have the weather forecast, so we don't know what is going to happen there.
And of course, formation lap is on. So we don't have long to wait until we get going. Stages tonight are lap 7 and lap 15. So quite early on, probably what you would expect around Baku anyway. So don't forget, they can't pit before the end of lap 3, and they can't make their second stop until the end of lap 16. Apart from if you're the likes of Quinn or Leroy, who can pit the end of lap 3 and that's their stop's done, which could make all the difference around it. And we have to keep an eye on the stop tonight. It's a lot easier to check out in JACKOCAR because we know that they can't pit at certain times, so it makes things a lot easier for us. We know when to pit. But who's your pick for the win? Aren't we going to get another different winner? Because I think we've had 4 different winners so far.
Yes, we I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think last season with combined Kia and Cup, I think it was 13 different winners. I might be wrong on that, but I think, yeah, let's get another winner tonight. I'm going to go for Ben, pole position, take it to the end.
I think I'm going to go with that as well, but the 5 red lights are on, and it is boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Let's see who gets the best start. Ben Shaw gets a good run in towards turn 1. Corey and Ben almost made contact a little bit as they go side by side through turn 2. A bit of a squirm for Gareth in the background on the exit of turn 1. But looks like no trouble there. But turn 3 is going to be the tricky one. So let's see what's happening in the back.
Corey's taking the lead.
Corey's taking the lead from Ben Shaw. So he's side by side through there in turn 4. So he's carrying where he started last week. Ben Harrett, the midfield man. Oh, that was close in the background. Bloody hell.
Khalifa clipped the wall with the rear tyre, but he's still going. And we've got a spinner. Yuri's round.
Yuri is round, so he's dropped to 18th. Has he got damage?
No, not that I can tell. Both end plates are still showing, so unless there's bodywork damage, he's still good to go.
So no safety cars as of yet, so that's a record from last week. Pretty much the top 3 remain as they are so far. Corey's pulling off already out of DRS already, but Jake's looking like he's going to go side by side with Mr. Ben Shaw. The 2 champions fighting it out. They want to get another one. Jake wants to add a 3rd one to his collection. Ben Shaw wants to add a 2nd Cup Series title to his collection. Ben Shaw almost missed out many times as well. Casper is right on the back of this as well. And is about 3 seconds clear of the likes of Ben Harrett, Jamie Numbers, Khalifa. It's all... And Mike's out. Are we going to get a safety car?
VSC. The reason there's a bit of a gap, Jamie clipped the wall in the castle section, so he's got end plate damage, so he's holding people up. Ben had it cut on the inside of him on the fast sweeper. And we got full course now.
I see a safety car coming out of the pits. And let me check. Help if I get the track map.
Who's in the pits? Right, we've got pitters.
We got Leroy, Quinn, and Risky. I believe that's Quinn's Joker voided now. So he won't get the extra playoff points if he wins the race.
Risky, Leroy. and Quinn. Ah, so that's both Jokers done.
Yes. Well,
Oh, there we go.
they can still do their one and only stop at the end of lap 3, and they don't have to do any more stops. But if they want the extra playoff point, they're not going to get it.
Right, so I think I might have just caught the end of the. It was the braking zone into turn 2. I think Corey got on the inside of Ben and took the lead. Just going through the field, I think the only driver with damage is Jamie.
Jamie Numbers is staying out, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. You know, with the safety car now, it's going to pass the end of lap 3. So I think he might do one green flag and then maybe box.
To be fair, I've had damage, I think, when I was doing practice for Kia last season. I remember having, I think it was yellow front wing damage. And I managed to ease off for about a lap or two. But then after that, it just got worse. It's getting really dark.
It is. I'm just on board with Yuri now. Either with that spin he had, he's got floor damage or side pod damage, or he's just got an extremely loose car. Because on the safety car, his arse end was all over the place.
I've noticed that.
Right. So we've got back 3 are slowly catching up. I think, was it usually 3 laps around the safety car, isn't it? So I think
it is 3 laps under safety
this.
car, because there was no. I think it started at the beginning of lap 2, I believe. So I think we're going to get it for one more lap. So if they want to, they can pit under safety car and call it their safety car stop. But then the other stop that they do that is mandatory will have to be a green flag stop. I know certain drivers will probably want to stay out under this, but if you're near the back, there's, I think, an incentive just to come in, maybe for some fresh softs, maybe. I know one driver, because I Jeff this person, who's probably going to stay out, but it depends if people want the stage point. I think Corey will want to stay out as well to try and see if he can pull away. He had a massive gap before. Leroy's on hards, interestingly enough, so he has to stop again, so I wonder if he's going to do hard mediums to the end, Bazza?
Possibly, yeah. There should be a safe... but I mean, well, yeah, if you get all the safety cars quite early, which is possible
Likely
around here, yeah, you might be safe hard tyres till the end of the race.
Yeah, I think obviously for Leroy, you'll have to pit one more time, so I think he might have gone harder to go on to an extra set of hards, and he can get to the end then. So safety car usually comes in at the end of start of. Oh, that's late.
Oh, there we go.
The safety car is in then. I was expecting it to be out there for one more lap, but pretty much everyone has caught up to the safety car anyway. Risky's just caught up. Corey is the Mylander in this green and yellow car. Kind of reminds me of the old Lotus days for some of the livery anyway. So I'm trying to remember. I haven't been told what the safety car zone is. I will check the Discord. What the safety car restart zone.
I didn't think to check that.
Jacko was like, "Is that everything you need?" And we were both like, "Yeah," and then we forgot to say restart zone.
I'm gonna say it's the first bridge coming up. I'm gonna just have a guess.
It's not on Discord. Oh, Quinn.
Incident with Leroy. That's unfortunate.
You can't follow the safety car in unless you're lapped, and no one's lapped. And Corey's going massively slowly. Corey has led all 3 laps so far, which makes it easier for Jacko to trap the laps led at the start.
And he's gone.
He is going. And he nailed that restart. Let's see if anyone else could nail that restart as well. We got Jake O'Sullivan was almost trying to get past Ben Shaw into turn 1 and raising Jacko they fight last season in the Kia Series in Baku. Ways having a good fight there as well, heading towards turn 2. We've got Lesty and Arnold side by side. Bit of tyre smoke in the background, which is not ideal. Yuri, I think's damage is really hindering him here to pretty much gain all those places. Yeah, he's dropping down to the back. But Speed Knights and Lesty having a battle.
Nice move around the outside there.
That lovely move. Oh, and Arnold and Lesty almost make a bit of contact. That will allow Gaff and Waze to close up. But Speed Knighton already up to 9th already. I'm going to shut up about Pete Knighton because bad things happen if I talk good things about him.
Right. Interesting now. I'm going to see what Jamie does at the end of this lap because obviously he's started on the medium out of the top 9 drivers. But with that damage, is he going to change strategy and go to plan B?
He probably thinks that the top 5 will come in for their stop, but I think pretty much at least the top 3 will try and go in for the stage point. And the DRS will be enabled, I think, at the end of lap 5 as... Oh, yellow flag, that is Gareth that's had a spin in turn 15 and 16.
Safety car.
Safety car, again.
We should see all soft runners pile into the pits now, I should think.
Unless you're Corey.
If they want the safety car stop, do you take it now? Corey's looking like he is. And he is not.
The reason why he's not is because he wants to get to the end of lap 7, and that will be a stage point. But if you're below, I would say Casper and Ben Harritt, I would come in. Ben,
right.
No, has gone into the pit. So that's Ben.
Ben Shaw is in.
Yep, so that's all their safety car stops done. Jamie Numbers, Arnold, Khalifa, Waze, Leroy, and Quinn.
Waze.
We're making life easier for Jacko so he doesn't have to count all the mandatory stops when he's back, so...
Yes. I've made note, so I think we're alright so far.
Yep.
Right, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers have made their first mandatory.
And the safety car, so they'll have to make a green flag stop. Now, how many safety cars do you think we'll get in this race? I'm predicting we get one more after this.
I think we're going to get all 5 by the time of lap 15. Ooh, Yuri. If Yuri doesn't hit the wall tonight, yeah, I'll be amazed. That car is all over the place.
Yeah, it is all over the place, to be honest, and he has to deal with it. That's the downside simulation damage. I think I remember someone in Kia had, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Scott or something. He had quite a bit of floor and sideboard damage, and around here, that's not a good place to have any kind of damage. And he unfortunately retired.
In terms of Leroy and Quinn at the back of the field, who were our 2 jokers, Quinn has put the hard tyres on, so theoretically, Quinn can go to the end of the race.
He doesn't have to stop again. He's the only one who doesn't have to stop again. Everyone else has to do at least one. The top 10 and Gareth will have to pit again.
Yeah, Leroy, unfortunately, I don't think the mediums will make it to the end.
No, it won't. It definitely won't at this point. I try a simulation round there. I tried to get to memes as long as I can, and I got to lap 20, and I just couldn't. So it will probably be about 60%, but yeah.
And it'll be interesting with all this cloud cover we got as well. Track temperature might be a bit lower, so I don't know if the hard runners are going to struggle to get them up to temp. We've got another pitter.
That's
Arnold's in again.
So I wonder if he's got damage. Let's have a look. He's going to come into the pits right now.
Interesting call.
He's gone for softs.
Interesting.
So he started on softs, he went on to mediums, and then he's on softs again. Guessing he wants to be near the back potentially.
Yeah, or he
Brave
wants to keep
call.
his mediums for later, maybe.
They do have 2 sets of mediums if you go for the balanced option, but to be honest, I think he's got one new set left, which will probably go from being a lap 14 until the end of the race potentially. Safety car, I think, should come in at the end of this lap.
Yep, let's get some racing.
Let's just get some racing.
Yeah, there's a thing called DRS as well that we're still waiting for.
We didn't get it for a while last week, as you probably noticed when you were in the cockpit. And I was like in the party with Jacko, so we got DRS. I was celebrating like I was on cloud 9, but yeah, I was commentating on a Baku race where we pretty much used most of the safety cars by lap 10. That was in season 2 in Kia as well. I remember we used all our safety cars by lap 10.
Right, so in terms of stops, Risky is your lead car.
Has he done a snot? No, I don't think he pitted.
Sorry, no, he pitted at the end of lap 2, so his doesn't count.
So pretty much anyone that's got 4 or 5 laps of rubber, they still need to come in.
So Risky still needs to do 2 stops. So it's actually Ben who is your lead car.
Ben Shaw, yes.
To make the first stop, yeah.
Safety car is in this lap. Luckily, we found things to talk about, of course. Hopefully, this will be the last one we see, but knowing me, I would probably jinx them. So I think if I was Corey, probably go at a similar time. We'll keep an eye on the background as well. Let's go on board with Corey so we can keep an eye on the restart, on when he goes. I think it'll be after the pit lane commitment line that he's going to do it. I think they had a bit of a worry in the chat, not knowing when they could commit and restart this race they wanted to. So they guessed it based on previous safety car commitment lines, well, pit lane commitment lines. So Corey then, he's got this whole straight to think about what he wants to do. Does he want to go early or does he want to go late? I don't think he wants to leave it too late, but he doesn't want to give a toe to the likes of Jake O'Sullivan and Casper Clyde. Ben Hammett in 4th, who's doing a decent job out there. So when is Corey going to go? I'm keeping an eye on his throttle. He's going right now. We're green flag racing for the 3rd time tonight. And that was a very tidy restart from Corey Dalton, looking to get a 2nd win. And come to the first for Pete winner. Lesty and Pete down the inside. Pete trying to get past Lesty. That was very tight between the two of them. Someone almost gone into the wall. That is Lesty.
Lesty's off.
Lesty is off. Ben Shaw's passed Risky up to 7th. Oh.
Yeah, him and Jacko had a bit of a wheel bang coming out of turn 1. Jacko and Ben Shaw. Yes, so Ben keeping it nice and clean, getting through the traffic, and has made his way up to P7 now. Risky has followed him in P8.
So maybe he wants to stay out a bit longer. Khalifa not doing as well, trying to get through traffic, but he gets past Jacko up to 9th place, but a net P2 on the road, of course. And then we got Quinn, who's a net P3, but he's down in 14th, and there's a few people that got a 5-second time penalty. So don't forget the end stages at the end of this lap as Jamie Numbers is out the race. Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, I've done that. Just outbrake yourself and you're going straight into that wall.
Is that the wall before the castle section?
Yes, yeah.
I've done that in another league. I'm not going to say which league it is, which I accidentally put the logo on at the start of the stream because I was trying to get my Elgato to work. But it was, I think, the early seasons of that I was racing in, and I was battling someone, and I hit him. I hit him, I think, just before, and then I broke myself and hit the wall, and then that was my race over. So it is easily done.
An embarrassing moment for me. I was leading the race, and it was under safety car, and I just misjudged with braking and crashed out.
Season 2?
No, it was in TGP.
Oh, TGP. Oh, right.
Yeah, I was leading the race. Safety car came out. And I just totally misjudged my braking. It was a very embarrassing moment.
It was in Oh, we got stops. So Corey, Jake, Ben, Pete, Kieran, Risky, Arnold, Quinn, Rays, Gareth, and Yuri. Let me keep an eye. Let me go. Hang on. Let me get the stops information. So that is Ben, Khalifa's, Corey's, Jake's, Ben's, Pete, and Kieran's first stop. Same with Yuri's, Gareth, and Waze and Leslie, I believe. No, that's Waze's second stop. My bad.
Where's Risky? Risky is right. So Risky's made one. So
Kieran's had enough.
So in terms of stops, it's just Jacko and Casper yet to make any.
Yes, Casper and Jacko still yet to do their mandatories. I think Casper's...
Everyone has made a safety car stop, so everyone has to make a green flag after lap 16.
Not necessarily.
Yes, apart from 2.
Well, it does depend if they pitted under... Well, yeah, it is Casper and Jacko that don't have to pit... That can pit under safety car if they want to. But if they've pitted already and then they... during green flag, and then they've done a non-mandatory safety car stop, they can do another safety car stop in the green the next stage, and that will still count. As far as I'm aware from Jacko. I need to double check that when I commentated on Portugal. So as long as they haven't made a safety car stop already during the period where you can come in, then they still got a safety car stop left.
Yeah.
So I think most... But to make things easier, it's just Casper and Jacko that still got a safety car stop, and they still got to make one stop anyway. Jokers again, Kai, if you're just wondering, are Leroy and Quinn. As Casper is in, so... he thinks his softs aren't going to make it. Well, I'm surprised he even stayed out to begin with.
And I believe I might have to do a VIR check. I do believe Casper got the stage point.
No, stage point was, I believe, end of lap 7. I'll double check. Yeah, stage was end of lap 7.
Right. Bear with me.
Yeah. But Mr. Barry Ball win with the VAR, because obviously Jacko's not here, so he can't do the VAR. Because he was going to do the VAR, but he decided to race instead. That just leaves Jacko to have 2 stops left under his disposal. I remember him doing that in one track, actually. It was around Singapore season 2, I think, where it was like lap 15, 16, we had a lot of safety cars, and he still hasn't came in. It didn't help him that day. But I think he probably thinks there's going to be another safety car. If there's another safety car, he has to come in, regardless, because we had one BSC. We've had 3. This is our 3rd safety car. So I think probably one more, and then we've hit our limit, I think.
Yep. So most of the field can't really make a green stop until after lap 16 now.
Unless you're guessing Danny Quinn or Leroy Hasselager. Yeah. Quinn's gone on mediums.
Which I think... we'll have all the safety cars done by lap 16 anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I predicted 3 safety cars. Safety cars in, that was quick. But it is not Corey that is leading. What happened?
Sorry, you carry on. Just doing a VIR check, and it was actually Casper that got the stage point.
End of lap 7, yeah?
Yeah, because Corey had boxed. So Casper crossed the line first.
Yeah, I thought Corey would have stayed out and then pitted, so that's why Casper stayed out, to get the stage point.
Yep,
very
stage
clever.
Point to Casper.
Very clever. He always with me in parties when I'm jeffing him. Every time there's an opportunity for him to take the stage point, he stays out. If there's no opportunity to get the stage point, like he's further down, he comes in. So he's done the right thing. He's going to be lower down the field. Thanks for doing the VAR check. It makes it easier. So obviously pole position belongs to this man, Ben Short. And he's back in the lead for now. I believe he's your net race leader. With Khalifa in... well, actually, no. Leroy's your net race leader, but he has to pit again.
And he's gone. Ooh,
Shaw
that
is
was a
gone.
good restart.
Not good restart for Ben Spurzer in the background, all risky.
Oh,
Heading towards turn number
Leroy's
one.
going down the inside of Jacko. Jacko doesn't fight it too much because he's on a totally different strategy to everyone else.
Yeah.
He's missed his braking. Oh, there's chaos.
Oh, God, there's chaos. Is it? No safety car. Okay. So I think, have we run out of we must have run out of safety cars.
We've only had 2.
No,
Have
we have 3.
2 or 3?
No, we have 3. We have 3 safety cars and 1
Safety
VSC.
cars out.
Oh, safety cars out. Oh. Now,
that's a let off for Jacko because Jacko missed his braking point completely, went off in the runoff area, and then there was just absolute chaos behind.
So if I was Jacko, I would come in now to get your first stop out of the way. But I think we're going to see a lot of people, Mr. Bazza, that's going to come in and do their mandatory, well, not non-mandatory pit stops on the safety car now, I think. Let's see who's got no front wing.
Because I don't know, because a lot of these medium runners, they're quite fresh, so I don't know if it's worth pitting.
No, I don't think it's worth pitting either, unless you got some soft compounded tyres left.
Midfield man Ben Shaw on softs.
Ben Harry, you mean?
Does have a 5-second penalty. Do you want us to get rid of it, being sat in P8 this early on?
I would even come in on hard tyres, then come back in for set of the softs you were on maybe, and then maybe use your, unless you want to use your hards at some point, but it is a smart move. Usually when I have a 5-second, I'm near the back anyway. I want to serve it in the pit lane because otherwise you're going to lose so much time during your second stop, and a lot of people are going to undercut you. So Ben, how I would come in now. Your biggest beneficiary of the safety car was Leroy and Corey. Leroy comes in. I think he's going to go onto hard tyres.
Ben Harrett is in as well. He's getting rid of the 5 seconds, which I think is a smart move because if we run out of safety cars and he has to serve that under green flag, he's going to lose a lot of time.
Jacko's in as well.
Oh, he's getting held up.
Oh, no.
Pete's his teammate. Oh, that was unfortunate. Was it Pete? No, it wasn't. It was Risky. Risky was his teammate.
Oh, no. Risky of all people. So everyone has done a safety car stop. But I think we probably ran out at this point anyway. I think the limit is 5, but I'm not sure if it counts VSCs or anything like that, which means we have to try and think of some more stuff to talk about. We can talk about, obviously, next week because Kia is back next week after a week break because Jacko went to Daytona. He said he enjoyed it, by the way. Even though it was on a Monday instead of a Sunday. He was planning to do things on a Monday, but he couldn't now. He moved it to the Sunday. But next Tuesday, it's going to be at the Chinese Grand Prix, which we haven't raced in since the F1 22 days. It's coming back to the real F1 calendar this year as well, which I'm really excited about. A fun track to race on this game. I'm looking forward to it. But I think it's going to be some quick people, so should be good. Gareth and Yuri in the commentary box, as always, Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to it. It's nice to have it back on the calendar. Yes. It is a fun track. I don't know about you, but I find it very slippery.
I do. Especially around turn 13, I would say, as well. But
it's a very sketchy track, and with it being Shanghai, there's a possible chance of rain for the race as well, so it should be an interesting one.
I hope we don't get send me bribes, Bazza, because I'm hosting the lobby. Send me bribes. Joking, I'm not allowed to configure the weather. I do that in the other league, but not in this league. Safety car still in another lap, but yeah, Gareth and Yuri have got introduced to some new challenges for them this season because they have the power now. They've got OBS installed now, so Gareth has all those fancy graphics, which look lovely, by the way. I think the voting's still open, where you get to vote where Yuri and Gareth do their challenges, which is quite fun. I can't remember what I voted for each person. And they haven't said when they do it. I think it's after it gets revealed at the end of the race on Tuesday. Not sure if they do it live or not. I can't remember. But another added feature to the Kia streams this season. And the movie reviews, which I love. Oh, Yuri, it's gone on. Wait, is it raining? Surely not.
Oh. Where is Yuri? He's at the back.
16th. Why has he gone on Inters now? Oh, he's hit the wall. Well, he's not hit the wall. He's hit the runoff.
Surely that's a mistake.
Or maybe he selected Inters.
Because his car's so loose, the Inters might work better for him.
Maybe he selected Inters and forgot to select it to mediums or softs or something. So, thanks, Yuri. That gives us a big clue that we're going to get rain. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, but that's the new feature that Gareth and Yuri doing. I think the one vote was
BTCC.
Brazil 2012, I think.
Am I allowed to say my vote?
Was getting a lot of votes.
I think I voted for that.
Well, that's what I voted for. And the second one was the United States Grand Prix 2005, where we had was it a 5-car race?
That was at Indy, wasn't it? So they could do it at Indy, couldn't they? I believe voting's still open. Go onto the JACKOCAR YouTube channel, go onto the community tab, and then you still get to vote, and results will be revealed on Tuesday, I believe. I'll find out from Gareth, but make sure you check out the streams on a Tuesday. I think it's Gareth has learned OBS this year, and the stream he did last week for the first time was pretty decent. Getting quite dark once again. Safety car is still in.
It's going for another lap. It's giving time for Yuri to catch up.
I just had enough. I swear, every time it comes to Baku, when I found out it was Baku, I was like, ooh and oh, in one sentence, because I was hoping we didn't get any safety cars, and we did. Risky's in. Is he going to do the same as Yuri?
Let's go on board with him and see what tyres these are.
They're probably in a party, the three boys, so I think softs. So I think it was an accident for Yuri.
Yeah, he's back in. Yuri's back in behind. Change of front wing.
Oh, he had damage, didn't he? Because he hit the runoff area, so he had to come in.
Right then, so we're at halfway distance now, and still haven't used that feature DRS.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's probably lost in Imola somewhere. Where we were last week.
Technical difficulties.
Just like we saw Max Verstappen had technical difficulties 2022 with George Russell, I believe. I think it was 2022 when they were fighting together, when the Mercedes was good. Strong suggestions that the Mercedes are looking a lot better this year compared to previous years, which I do hope so, because I don't want Red Bull to just walk away with everything. I want it to be a close contest. Safety car should be in this lap, by the way.
McLarens are looking pretty strong again this season, I think. Hopefully for 4 constructors, Ferrari involved as well would be nice. I
would like to see one of the McLarens take their first win. Technically, Piastri got it in the sprint, but that doesn't count. Safety car's in this lap.
I'm putting money on it. Lando Norris will get a win this year.
That's my bold prediction as well. I think I want him to get a win. He's a nice bloke. He's very funny. He's relatable to all of us because he games as well. So he's one of my favourite drivers. I used to like George Russell, not anymore. So I
find him too clumsy at times.
Yeah, me too. I used to like him, but I prefer Lando instead because he's more down to earth, he's funny and all that. But anyway, back to JACKOCAR. This will hopefully be the last safety car, touch wood. If we get another safety car, I will cry. No, well, not literally, but you know what I mean. So here comes, so we've got Ben Khalifa, Corey in third, Jake O'Sullivan in fourth. Ben's going now. So he's going nice and steady in towards turn number one. We do see someone else going side by side. That is Pete Knighton on Quinn up to 10th. We got Kieran and Lesty. Kieran doing a nice job up to 7. Casper makes his way up through the field as well on a 5-lap-old sauce, which shouldn't last too long, but he's going to try anyway. It's a bit of a tiny bit of a pile up again, but not as worse as what we saw the last lap. Casper's going to try again on Kieran in towards turn 4. Is he going to do it? No, he backs off. So he stays in 8th spot. Jake's in a good position to try and get Corey into third. Ben Harritt getting past Leroy. Leroy had a bit of a moment.
Khalifa's itching for the lead here.
Khalifa's edging for the lead. Let's go on board with him.
He tried to have a sneak up in the inside of turn 5, I believe it was. Oh, Ben's gone wide, and that's allowed Khalifa and Corey through.
Yeah, Ben's gone wide. I was on board with Khalifa, so I didn't see it.
Jake's through as well.
Yellow flag.
Jake snuck through as well. Gareth's sitting nice in P5.
Ben Harritt was off then. So Ben Harritt was off. And I think Jacko as well had a bit of an off as well, but I didn't see that. So I wasn't sure if it was him or someone else, maybe him moving out the way. 2 more laps, and then the drivers will be allowed to make their final mandatory stop. And as I was saying earlier, Quinn and Leroy are the jokers, so they don't have to pit again. They can get to the end of this Grand Prix. Everyone else has to pit one more time. Wade's getting a penalty, so is Speed Knighton. Corey's going to challenge for the lead here in towards turn number 1. Let's see if he can manage it and beat Khalifa. He's got the fastest lap so far, so he's got the fastest lap stage point currently. He can't quite do it at the moment. Kieran looking close on the back of Waze.
And Gareth.
Waze and Gareth. Oh, I know what Gareth will be saying to Waze right now. And
yes, because they've both lost 2 positions there. Kieran and Casper snuck through.
Yes. And I got a nice word that Gareth will probably say to Waze, and it starts with F and ends in K. I'm not going to say it. Yes.
Right, interesting up at the front now with, I know we're only halfway distance, with Khalifa helping out last week. Is Corey going to do the favour? It doesn't look like it. Corey's itching for the lead here.
Leroy's off in the background. He's had enough, I think. And Lesty as well having moments. So those two not having the best of races. Risky and Speed Knighton having a fight. Risky's up to 10th. No, he's not. He's hit the wall. And he did exactly what I did. And I think there's going to be no safety cars because we've ran out. So that is our safety car stops done. So I was right. I was right. So it is.
Women are always right.
Yeah. So it is. So it is 5 slots, but one of them can be VSCs. So we have 1 VSC and 4 safety cars. So that counts to 5, and that's done. So, and that's fine anyway because everyone's done their safety car stop. Corey's going to go for the lead here. He's going to use, I think, a bit of his overhead. He's got not much. He's got about 40 left. He's going to use it now. He's going to use a straight line speed. He's going to go for the race lead. He's, I think, led quite a lot of laps today. Down the inside and towards turn number 1. I think he's got this one nailed. There he goes. Corey up to the lead of this race. Khalifa in second. I think Khalifa with the younger tyres.
Kieran and Ben Shaw side by side going down the pit straight. Ben Shaw's just about edge ahead. But Ben is struggling on the braking. He's going very wide. And there we go. It's an easy move for Kieran.
Yep. Easy does it for Kieran Spears. Of course, doesn't want to race this season, looking to add another one to his list as Leroy comes in, but that doesn't matter. We don't count his stops anyway because he's already done his 1 mandatory. Casper gets past Ben Shaw, so Ben's tyres probably giving up the ghost a little bit, or maybe he wasn't too fussed on Casper too much. I was going to say it during qualifying, and I forgot to say it because we didn't see much of Ben's lap. I love Ben's livery, by the way. Pretty much similar colours to what I would be running, which looks very nice. Yellow flag again. That is, guess who it is? It's Mr. Spin Knighton.
Oh, Ben Hart's just hit the wall. Let's open the door for Jacko in the castle section. Ben's lifted off and Jacko's made the position.
Jacko up to 11th. Not too shabby for the top dog in JACKOCAR, of course. Hopefully he'll be back in the box next week.
No damage on Ben's car, so I think it was just the wheel hitting the wall, so he's got away with that one.
Yeah, I think he's got away with that one as well. Casper
Pete at the back's got no wing.
Corey's in. Corey's doing his mandatory now. So is Jake O'Sullivan. Casper stays out. Same with Khalifa. So those two are staying out. Gav stays out as well, up to third. Kieran is in. Ben is in. Pretty much most people are going to come in now if I were you.
Quinn has just got past Waze into turn 1. So Quinn sitting pretty in P4.
The net race leader.
How old is his tyre? 9-lap-old tyres. It's going to be a touch and go, but it's doable.
And I know you've had experience. I've had experience. Newer tyres is pretty much OP on this game. If you're on newer tyres, you catch them at a rate of knots, and the ones on older tyres, they have no challenge against the ones on fresher tyres. I found that in, I can't remember, it was Singapore in another league, and then also in another league in, I can't remember what, it was it was Miami, when I was on hards for like 20 laps. It's given up the ghost already, and even if those tyres get to the end, the new tyres are definitely the better tyres. So I think Corey, Jake, and Kieran are going to be on the fight for this race victory. Maybe not Kieran as he's closing in a little bit. So the ones who still yet to stop are Khalifa, Casper, Gareth, Jacko, Lesty, and Leroy, and not Pete anymore as he's come in.
I believe Waze has to make another stop.
Oh, Lesty's out.
Lesty's out the race.
Oh, Leroy has done,
yeah, I do believe Waze still has to make a stop. A green flag stop.
Yes, he does.
Khalifa's in.
And so is Casper.
As is Casper.
Gaff, I think, will follow them through, or is he going to stay out another run?
No, he's going out for the lead. He wants the fastest laps led. He wants laps leds on the board, doesn't he?
Yep, he does. I don't know who's got it. Actually, I know who's got it. Bert Mylander. Jacko, can you add Bert Mylander to the laps led table, please?
Who's going to take the net lead? Corey is ahead of Khalifa, and Jake is right there with them. Casper comes out ahead of Kieran.
Ooh. So Casper on the newer rubber. We thought the undercut was going to work, but it hasn't worked as much as Kieran would have liked. So Casper's now going to try and chase down Jake for 5th.
Quinn pitted in all of that as well, and he's gone onto the softs.
I think he realised that probably fresher tyres were the best, and he's probably going to try and go for fastest lap, I think. Smart decision, I think, for Quinn. You're going to get swamped, and you're probably going to gain more positions than where you are at the moment. Anyway, he's doing well in the championship, so he's still going to get decent points if he's there now. Corey, by the way, has got past Waze. So it's Khalifa. That was close in the braking zone. Oh, my goodness. Jake's got past him as well.
I just got on board with Waze then. I think he must have tapped the wall, maybe, and that's why they've got him through.
All right.
No structural damage, so he's still going.
Yes.
Right, so in terms of tyres, Waze and Gareth are the ones on the oldest tyre. Oh, Waze nearly spun there, and it's just holding up Casper and Kieran.
The dirty air's not helping at all for Casper and Kieran. So Casper has got to go for the move. Waze, I think, is committing to the pit, and that's allowing Kieran to breeze through.
Oh.
That was a great move from Kieran, up to 5th. Casper probably didn't like that, but Kieran took the opportunity and said, thank you very much, that's my P5. Ben Shaw's now ahead of Waze.
And takes fastest lap as well.
Yes, he does. Good job for Kieran. Waze is into the pit lane. So that will just leave Gareth to do his final stop. Wait, has Jacko done his mandatory yet? I don't think he has. No, he hasn't.
Yes, I think he has.
He's been on those 7 laps, so 19 minus 7, 18, 76.
No, he still needs to make one, yes. Yeah, you're right.
As Leroy comes in again. Right, who's got the most stops?
Yuri.
Yuri's
5.
got the most stops. Gareth is being passed by
The only
Corey.
tie-
Khalifa, it's going to be tying the castle. Don't go side by side. There we go. Khalifa's up to
They all make it
second.
through.
They all made it through, yes.
The only tyre that Yuri's not used is the full wets.
Yeah, I don't know what
Oh,
Jacob
sorry,
passed.
on the inside of Gareth.
Oh my goodness. That's just very brave. You'd be trying to get past other cars. I believe I did see someone get fastest lap. That is Pete. That is Pete that's got fastest lap at the moment.
Gareth's really struggling on these tyres now.
He's going to have to come in.
It's Kieran and Casper again. Now, can Casper do what Kieran did to him last lap? And sneak through on the inside?
Gareth's going to come in, I think. As Corey has been passed by Khalifa up into the race lead. So Khalifa switches once again. I think they're going to play DRS
Casper
to
and
each
Kieran
other.
side by side.
Casper and Kieran side by side as
Kieran
well.
keeps the position.
Keeps the position. That was, I think, tight between Kieran and Casper. Just about avoids the wall there. That's Gav doing his one final stop. So that is his mandatories complete. It's not going to put him in a bad position, to be fair. So, because he's been in the walls less compared to everybody else. So he's got a decent gap between Yuri, who's the next car. Yuri somehow in 11th. So good recovery from Yuri Hasalaga to get where he needs to be right now. So it is just Jacko to do his mandatory. Don't forget, if you don't do your mandatories by the end of lap 25, you do get a black flag. And I don't think Jacko will forget, but if he did, that will look embarrassing.
Right, so top 3 quite close together. Kieran 1.8 off and closing with Casper following. So it's becoming a 5-horse race for the victory here with 6 to go.
Yes, Leroy's in the pit lane. So he comes in again. That's stop number 5, Mr. Leroy Hasalaga, matching Yuri. But you do get points if you finish. If you don't finish, you get 0 points. So that is still 2 points for Leroy. But not the 2 points he wanted. He would have wanted higher than that on his Joker. But they don't know their Jokers until 7 o'clock on race day. In this case, I think 7:05, I think it was. Or 7:10. It was around about those times anyway. Oh, no,
Casper's
Corey wasn't going to go for it.
For Kieran. Casper's up to P4.
I don't think he's going to catch up to Jake unless he can find the time, maybe use the ERS as well. He can't afford to squabble like that, maybe. So he could still be on for the podium. But I think it is Khalifa and Corey to lose now as Jacko is into the box. And that's everyone that's done their mandatories now, which is good news. And Yuri's in again, which makes it a 6 stop for Yuri Hasalaga.
Right, what can Quinn do on the soft tyres and catching Ben Shaw? I wonder if Ben Shaw's got slight damage because he's just fallen off the pace.
No, softs are incredibly, I think the delta between the softs and the hards are incredibly, it's quite a big gap.
No, but just going on board with Ben, he just seems to be struggling in the braking zone and the corners. I don't know if he's...
I wonder if he's got side pod damage.
Yeah. Because considering he was fighting with the guys up front, he's now over 5.5 seconds off.
He was pole as well. He was on pole, and he was a net race leader at one point, and he must have got caught up in the pile-up before the last safety car. That must have been what happened, and the damage was so bad that he probably had to wait it out. It's a bit of a shame. I think he went a bit deep into the corner here, and Quinn's already almost within DRS. He's not going to be within DRS now. We actually got DRS, which makes a change. 9 tenths. I don't think...
Oh, Corey's going for the lead. Oh, Khalifa broke a bit later there. Keeps it.
What would you do if you were Corey and Khalifa right now? You know Khalifa helped Corey last week and their ERT teammates. What will they do?
And, Khalifa wants to keep going and racking up them stats and making the history books, but Corey is a feisty driver and will go for it regardless who the driver is ahead of him.
Khalifa, I believe, has won a race this season. So
yes, they both won a race this season.
So,
and the man in
is,
P3 has also won a race this season.
Yeah, so the ones who have won are Arnaud de Grief, he's out of the race. Khalifa El Khalifa, that was race
Jake.
2, and Jake race 3, and Corey race 4. I do remember.
Yes, and the gentleman that are not far behind him in the championship table is Casper and Kieran, who are right on the back of them now as well.
They could still potentially win as well. They could still potentially win this race. It is not over for Casper Klein and Kieran Spears. Kieran has won a title in Miami, looking to add another one, and looking to add more wins to his stats. I don't think he's ever won a race in Baku, so it will be good to add another street circuit to his list as well. Khalifa's fallen out of DRS. No, Corey's fallen out of DRS to Khalifa, my bad.
Corey's going to be under attack from Cadran. Jake has taken P2.
I think Jake is going to challenge Khalifa for the race win.
Right, what's Quinn going to do now further behind? He's in DRS. He's a bit too far back, maybe get it. Good exit on the exit of turn 2. No, he's a bit too far back. Oh, he's not going to go for it on the inside. No, he's not. Thinks better of it.
Oh, he's going to get a good run. He's going to get a Ben struggle a little bit on exit turn 1.
Yeah, Ben's let him through. Ben has definitely got damage to that car.
I think he has as well. So Quinn's up to sit for the exit of turn 3. Or turn 2. I don't know what you call turn 2 and 3 around this circuit. It's so confusing. But Ben almost got in there as well. Ben is fighting for it, so I don't think Ben let him through. I think he just grazed the wall, and Quinn just was like, yeah, because if Ben let him through, he would have dropped White Ray back. But he's still fighting. So I think Ben still wants as many points as he possibly can.
Oh.
I don't think...
It's getting feisty again at the front.
It is getting very feisty. Jake has caught up 4 attempts over Mr. Khalifa. So I think we could say it's a 2-horse race for the race win, which could be, I think, very, very exciting. We had 4 safety cars, 1 BSC, but this is where I think the real race happens between who's going to be the first repeat winner of the season.
Top 2 have been saving ERS.
They have.
Jake's got 68%, whereas Corey's at 8.
And Khalifa's
Corey's
going
to be under threat from Casper here. Casper's got 50%.
I think Casper's going to try and go for it here. I'm going to keep an eye on Jake in just a moment. But here comes Casper. He's going to get past Corey. No contest. And we've got Jake is going to go down the inside of Khalifa. No, Khalifa. Oh, that was very tight in the wall. Casper almost took advantage there in towards turn 2. But that is Jake, your race leader.
Contacts behind.
There was a bit
Casper's
of contact
taking
behind.
P2.
This is
sure,
great.
He's going to take the lead. Casper's taking the lead.
And look at this, we've got Kieran and Corey fighting in the background. Oh. Welcome to JACKOCAR, where we've got 5 cars.
Boys, keep it clean.
Fighting for the race victory, and it's not going to be Ben Harrick because he's out of the race. But Jake, Khalifa, and Corey have won a race before. Kieran has not. Neither is Casper. Could we see a 5th different winner? Oh no, Casper had a bit of a slide on exit there. That would have given Jake a bit more time. You would not want to be behind at the final lap. You would want to have the toe. I think the one who's going to be behind on the final lap, unless you're out of DRS, is going to potentially win, maybe.
It's interesting, this. Very interesting, because they're all starting to save ERS. The only 2 that are slightly lower are Corey and Kieran.
Yes. So, Casper's going to try and defend for his life on the final 2 laps. Khalifa, is he going to have enough to close up on Jake O'Sullivan? Leroy is in, probably going to go for the fastest lap. We will keep an eye on fastest laps.
Kieran's got Corey.
Kieran has got Corey. It's going to be close up to the line, up to P4.
Oh, Corey, he's gone back down. Nicely done.
That was beautiful from Corey. Nice move. Jake's caught up, I think, 4 attempts in that straight to catch up to Casper again. Jake knows what he's doing, but he's got a threat from Kieran from behind. And Khalifa from behind.
Kieran's through.
Kieran is through on Corey then. So
Kieran and Corey are slightly falling behind now with them two battling. Top 3 are, well, Khalifa's 1.5 ahead of them now.
yeah, so I think, unfortunately for Kieran and Corey, unless the top 3, make a mistake, I think it is going to go down to either Casper, Jake or Khalifa. Khalifa's had a bit of a moment, but I think he's back on circuit.
Ooh, bit twitchy there from Jake coming out of there. It's giving Casper a bit of breathing room.
I think it is, but we saw last lap how Jake gained, I think, about 3 attempts in the braking zone.
Yeah, Jake is the best out of the 3 on the ERS saving.
Yes, he is. Casper's got, I think, about 20 or 30. Jake's on 40. Khalifa's on 17, 14. Khalifa's going to get a good run. This could be a fight to the finish here. Casper is leading the final lap of this race, but for how much longer? Here come Mr. O'Sullivan and Khalifa trying to chase Casper down. Here comes Jake to the inside. Is he going to get Casper into turn 1? He's going to think about it. We've got Khalifa in the middle of it as well. Jake O'Sullivan takes the lead of this race so far.
It's a bit twitchy.
It's a bit twitchy,
Jake,
though.
I think Casper's going to get it back, surely.
Casper's going to get him, and maybe that's going to help him a little bit. Casper takes the lead at the moment. Corey gets past Kieran
in the background.
Oh.
Some aggressive moves here, but it's lovely to see. Great racing.
You are allowed to bump and run.
They're still side by side, and Kieran's back through.
You are allowed to bump and run on the final lap, by the way. It's not allowed in other leagues, but it can in this league. I don't know who's going to win here. I literally don't. It could be anyone.
Casper needs to get good exits now because he's under threat on the final straight. Half a lap to go, boys. Let's go.
Yes, so we got Casper versus Jay versus Khalifa. I don't have any bets on who I think is going to win. Our bets for the win have gone because we both tipped Ben Shaw. But unfortunately, I think Jake has got this. I think Jake's got a good run in towards the corner. He's got to use his ERS. He's going to use it. Let's look at Casper's ERS. He's got less to use than Jake. So here comes Casper.
Is going to be tight.
It's going to be very tight to the line. It's probably going to be the longest run to the line of their lives around Baku. But I don't think Khalifa's going to get it. It's going to be a photo finish potentially. Up to the line they go. And by 3
Casper's
thousandths.
got it.
Casper is through to the playoffs. And we got our 5th different winner in JACKOCAR Cup Series this season. Wow.
What a finish. Corey just missed out on P4 by a 10th as well.
I think
we saved the best of the racing to the last. That was great racing.
It took a while, unlike last week where it was pretty much rain, it took a while to get going this week again, but we've had some good racing. Quinn in P6, I think he'll take that. His best result, I believe, this season. Wade is going to come home, I think. How many penalties has he got? Let me have a look. He's got 3 seconds, so he's going to be just ahead of Jacko by 9 attempts. Here he comes. Jacko with his first race this season in Cup is about in 10th place, so decent points for him. And what's happened to Yuri? He's slowing right down. Has he run out of fuel? No, he hasn't.
Quite possible. No.
Punch. No, he hasn't got a puncher. Is he going to let Pete through? I think he is. Oh my goodness, guys. That was almost a hit in the wall and that could have ended everyone's race. But Casper is through to the playoffs, joining the likes of Arnaud Mr. O'Sullivan, Khalifa, and Corey from last week. Don't know what that does with the points, but I still think it could be either Corey or Jake that will be points leader going into race 6, which is to be confirmed, obviously. I wouldn't have predicted Casper to win this race. I think it was just there, right place, right time.
Yes, but they put on a really good show towards the end.
They did.
That's what we needed. We needed to get all the safety cars out nice and early and have a cracking race towards the end.
Yeah, I think that will be one of the highlights. I think if it was just the last, I would say, last half of the race, I felt like it was a good race. But apart from that, the first half was absolutely diabolical. So I'll let you go through the order as tradition.
Yes, so Casper with an excellent win there takes top spot on the podium and is our 5th different race winner this season so far. Jake, excellent in P2, and Khalifa rounding out your podium. Kieran, I think, will be happy with P4, and Corey put on a really good show. Might be slightly disappointed, but still good haul of points in P5. Quinn, I think's decent, P6 for him. Ben Shaw, disappointed, dropping down the field, P7. Gareth, decent race, from 16th up to P8. Waze, P9, also starting at the back of the grid, and Jacko rounds out your top 10. And then we have Yuri, Pete, and Leroy was the last runner with the most pit stops of 7.
Yes, and we don't care about everyone else, do we? We don't care.
No, because they crashed out.
Yeah, they crashed out. They're not important. But yeah, I was a bit worried that my internet was going to die because right before the stream started, my internet had a bit of a moment and I was panicking. But luckily, it lasted for the entirety of the race. So that means Bazza doesn't have to save the recording, which is good for us. We ended up with a good one. We could see a 6th different winner next time out on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Jacko should be back then if his voice is better with the... I don't know who's going to be the co-commentator. Might be Lesty, might be Owen. I think it might be one of the two, because they haven't commentated in a while this season. So it will probably be one of the two joining Jacko next week. Thank you, Bazza, for joining me in the commentary box. First time commentating together, I believe, and I enjoyed that.
Pleasure as always. Yeah, it was a really good one. Yeah, I did enjoy that. And the rain stayed away.
Woo!
So, yeah. No, it was a good one. So, we'll, catch you all next week.
Yes, you can catch myself and Bazza next Tuesday as we race in the Kia series around China. That is going to be commentated by Mr. Garfor and Yuri Hasalaga. So make sure you join them then. But for the Cup series, you'll join Jacko and to be announced commentator at 7 o'clock on Thursday for round 6 of the Cup series. And it won't be revealed until, well, the stream starts. So have a good evening, everyone. For myself and Bazza, take care and good night.